Hey music fans, welcome to Musicians Wanted, the show that keeps you up to speed on the Boston music scene, bringing you local bands from around the area. I'm your host, Amelia Fabiano, and today we're welcoming Planet, a three-member alternative band from Allston. Here they are now with their song, Spank 3.
Bay, Fenway, East Coast, USA, Atlas, Venus, Starlight, Time Warp, Soul Rebel in a black hole, free fall. And we trying to give it back to the people. Take a bow, maybe I'm learning how. Anywhere you wanna go, baby, we can take it slow. Nothing here, purple coat, choose the taste you like the most. Put it in the mailbox, I'm gonna let you call me shop. Smoking gun on the run, needle and the damage done. Never let the girl down, everybody get down. Allston, East Coast, USA, back on Venus, Starlight, Time Warp, Soul Rebel in a black hole, free fall. And we trying to give it back to the people. I'm in town, find a place to play it now. Plug it in and turn it on, maybe we can get along. Cut the check, hit the deck, all my loving and respect. Cyber wheels in motion, funk and love commotion. Borrowed time, it's mine, fading and she feeling fine. Never let the girl down, everybody get down. Take a bow, maybe I'm learning how. baby, we can take it slow. Nothing here, purple coat, shoes that taste you like the most. Put it in the mailbox, I'm gonna let you call the shot. Smoking gun on the run, needle and the damage done. Never let the girl down, everybody get down.
You've heard them, now let's get to know them. Planet, welcome. Thank you guys so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
You're welcome.
My pleasure.
Having a lovely day.
Good, excellent. So first of all, tell me about this name. How did you guys come up with the name Planet? Where did that come from?
Bennett thought of it.
Yeah.
We started talking about, we used to be called Swiss Clark, but that kind of faded out. And there was this character named Bigsby, who was a polar bear lying down on his back looking up at the stars. And so we started brainstorming all these names that were evocative of outer space. And a lot of things were taken. So we were just on the porch hanging out, and we were looking around, and Planet came up, and it was unoccupied. We didn't believe it. How could somebody not call their name Planet? But so then we were just, we went full forward with it, and the whole point is that it's not about this planet, it's about the possibility of every single other planet, and we're trying to bridge the gap between here and everywhere else.
Yeah, that's pretty deep actually. So you guys, you just said you weren't always Planet. This is actually a new thing for you. So tell us how that transition came about and where you guys started from and how you got to the point where you're at now.
Cool, yeah, sure. So we were Swiss Clark prior to Planet.
Swiss Clark in the Eskimo Project.
Yeah, it was.
Originally.
First we were Swiss Clark in the Eskimo Project, and then it was then it became Swiss Clark. But that project started off between me and Bennett. Where it was mainly just a recording project. I think we were mainly interested at the time in trying to fuse like funk music with more electronic sounds and things like that. And we didn't have a bass player. And then I ended up meeting Ferlin at a party actually. I was working at Guitar Center at the time.
We got in a big argument.
We had an argument about Wolfmother. And I said,
yeah, Kurt was being a jerk, so I called him out.
Kurt. We have to take a quick commercial break, but don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. I've heard you guys' music. It's pretty different. What style would you consider yourselves? Or if you can even put it into a category, what do you consider yourselves?
Space funk.
Yeah.
Space funk.
Basically, we play a lot of, we kind of all come from different backgrounds. I mean, it's basically a fusion of rock music, hip-hop, electronic music, and funk music.
Wow.
If you add a boo to anything, it kind of becomes spacey. You know, we have
Right.
friends in space country bands, space jazz bands.
Space country bands.
Yeah.
Wow, I've never heard of that.
I guess like the part of the idea musically with space for ZachGreenberg.com.
Oh, okay.
Musically, like from like taking it out of space is like I think it's just an important way of like looking at your own compositional standards beyond like what's already been produced and what you've already been introduced to. So like Swiss Clark, the idea behind it was like I want to fuse this genre with this genre, but once we really started operating together as a trio, we wanted to move past that and realize that we don't really have any control over what we're creating. And when you're really listening to each other and just experiencing that in the moment, that's what I would be interested in making with these two guys.
So how would you consider space, like how do you incorporate it into your performances or your music or, you know, when you're at a venue or a house performing? What is like the general idea you're trying to give on stage with that concept in mind?
It is
anyways?
partially aesthetic.
Yeah.
So everybody loves the aesthetics of looking up at the stars, but it's more than that. I mean, it's also, like Kurt was saying, like it started off in this sort of terrestrial music that we're making, like kind of funk and rock, and then our whole idea and motivation is to just explore everything else out there. So, you know, we have people living here now, but then, you know, ever since like the 40s and the 50s, you know, Tsiolkovsky, he was a Russian rocket scientist. He said that Earth is the cradle of humankind, but no one can live in the cradle forever. Stephen Hawking, Jeff Bezos, like they're all convinced that the future of humankind is in space.
All right, well, thank you guys so much for joining us once again. It was great to have you out here, hear your story, some great homegrown Alston talent here. Now, we're going to hear a hit song from their EP, Arms Shake. Let's take a look. So March 11th, that's the big date for your EP release. You also have a performance at the House of Blues coming up then. Tell us what it's like to be working on this EP. It's your first release. So tell us a little bit about what people can expect, like what the theme of it is, what it sounds like, things like that.
Cool. Yeah. Do you want to take it?
Well, butt in wherever, but I mean, like, yeah, I think that it's basically just the transition, and it's the beginning of this exploration that we have. So it's songs that we were sort of in between this current state we're at now and where we're at before. And it's a collection of songs, and it took a while. Over the summer it started, and
Started in a living room.
Yeah, it started in a living room in Allston, Massachusetts, and it ended.
That homegrown talent.
It ended in
Very
a
experimental.
it ended in a meat freezer in Lower East Side,
Well then.
Manhattan. So, I think we came up with some good stuff out of that.
Yeah.
Somewhere in between those two things, something went right.
yeah, EP2 has already been, it's almost done written, and we're booking studio time for it. So hopefully it'll be a much more streamlined process.
Yeah, awesome. And so I know we were talking about this earlier, but you guys, you've played at venues, you've played in houses. Tell us about how those two options are different from each other, which one you like playing better, and once this EP is released, where you kind of want to go with that as an option.
Yeah, we've recently been like playing a lot of house shows as opposed to like before when we were playing, bigger shows, or not necessarily bigger, but like in venues, And I think it's pretty much
More
across
like
the
it.
board that we really are digging the house show, just because like the vibe is awesome.
I think there's a stronger
Yeah,
sense of
definitely.
community at a house show.
Yeah, it's a lot more intimate, I feel like, and that's important. Now let's hear their song Space Ace. We have to take another quick commercial break, but don't go anywhere. Stick around. Okay, moving forward. I have to hear the jet ski story. You guys have to tell it. Let's hear it.
So it all started, we were playing at a barn festival in Los Angeles, Ayatana, made by Almost Holding Collective. So we spent about 3 or 4 days on a ranch. And
This was a nice ranch.
It was a beautiful ranch.
They had-
Alpaca.
They had some emus.
Oh,
figs,
wow.
Fruit trees everywhere. You just go out and
Camellias.
pick whatever you want.
It's like a paradise.
yeah.
It was.
So after that ended, we went back to the city and we're kind of going to the beach, hanging out. We were thinking of things to do. We knew that we were leaving the following day. We were on the beach. We saw a jet ski. We said, that looks fun. So we went on the phone, tried to find a few different companies that were accommodating to what we wanted. We found one.
It was, what was it, like $400 something?
Yeah, I was like, we're like, all right, we got to do it,
For like
we
an
can
hour.
jet ski on
Yeah.
the Pacific
Yeah.
Ocean while we're still here.
That was like the cherry on top, jet skiing around the ocean. Like, there's nothing better than that.
So we
That's
booked it,
ultimate
right?
freedom.
We booked it for
Yeah.
10 a.m. the next morning, and I was in charge of the flight to get back to Boston,
Right.
which I thought was at 6 o'clock in the evening. And I didn't bother to check it because I was pretty sure about it. And so I think we were out like having a drink and eating a little bit. And
It was like 2 a.m.
It was like 2 o'clock
Doing
in the
as you
morning
do,
at
yes.
this point.
Yeah,
And then I was like,
we were partying.
hey, you know what? Like, I'm just going to check the flight really quickly, just make sure everything's okay. And I see that the flight actually was to leave at 8:30 in the morning the next day.
Which was
Oh,
like 6
surprise.
hours.
And we had already put in the deposit down on the jet skis. So then the next hour ended up being, how can we work this out with the airline so that we can still go jet skiing?
Did you explain to the airline that you needed to,
They didn't
to
seem
ride
to,
a
they
jet
didn't
ski?
seem to
There was no
sympathize
hope
with our
for
case.
that.
No? Oh.
And
it
at
was
this
worth a
point,
shot.
it's like 2:33 a.m., so we have a flight in like 6 hours.
And he was
I
very,
was
very
mad.
upset
Yeah, I was pretty mad. So we ended up just like going to the beach
with a bottle of rum.
and just,
Hiding from
we're
the
just like
patrols.
hashing things out. And then
I think the band almost broke up.
Oh, no.
People were pretty,
All to it.
tensions were running high.
Oh.
So then, it was like 7 a.m. We get to the airport, and as we're taking off
We ended up meeting this guy from like Waltham.
at the
Yeah.
hotel bar at like 8
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the
Chances
morning.
of that.
And he was like, we told him the story about the jet skis, and he was like, you guys are awesome. So then we're taking like shots of whiskey with this random businessman from Waltham at like 7 o'clock in the morning.
Excellent. No
Um,
better time.
It was kind
and
of
we
a strung
almost,
out
we
moment.
actually, yeah, we almost missed the flight. So,
Oh man, well that is like band bonding at its finest.
Yeah.
Absolutely, that's
But then the best part was, as we were taking off, Ferlin gets a phone call from the jet ski place because he
no.
booked it, and I literally were like, and then he's like, actually, can I cancel? Can I get my
can I
deposit
no,
back?
you said, can I reschedule
Oh, yeah, can we
for next year?
reschedule? So we
Same
have, so we
date
have,
next year.
we have to go back to LA, late August and make up and redeem our voucher for jet
Wow.
skiing. Hopefully, it's a little more smooth.
hopefully I wish you the best with that. I really
Yeah.
do. I hope you get your jet ski experience.
Yeah, we were gonna go on Plymouth, but then it got cold. You know how it is.
Yes, I do. So time to hear their song, Kangaroo Toss.
I have the kangaroo toss. Some games won, some games lost. Snake eyes dreaming technicolor. Down goes up, top goes under. I have the monkey blues, nice crew cut and cleaned up shoes. Play your part behind the choker, big top hats and bills turn over. kangaroo toss. Some games won, some games lost. I have the kangaroo toss. Some games won, some games lost.
All right, guys, that was awesome. Thank you so much. And enormous thanks to Planet for playing their music for us today. You can check out their music at onplanet.space and on Facebook to see when they're playing in the Boston area. That's it for this episode of Musicians Wanted. We'll see you back here next time for some more great local music. Thanks for watching.